Happening, yo. Yeah. I told you I'm working today. Got Ben up here talking about Lexi Hall talks adjustment period, playing with CC, Caitlin Clark, due to her dominant passing skills. So you know what I mean. I said, I, I said, you know what I mean. It sounds like something worth listening to. Plus, you see at the bottom, I want to go check that out. Where it say Enrique, her last name just attacked Paige. I'm sitting there saying, huh? Because I just did one hearing I talking about, they got the first pick and, how she supposed to go to Dallas if it go down, but he's saying she's supposed to don't really want to go to Dallas, and it was a bunch of things I was saying. I just did want to y'all check it out. So anyway, let's check into this. I still want to check that out.
A spade, a spade. Great to be here with you today. Where is Lexi Hall? Folks, remember early off in the season, we're watching Caitlin Clark make these full court passes, make these passes leading her teammates to the rim, make these passes leading her teammates to the corner, over the head, dropping down right into the breadbasket. Oh, defender didn't see that coming, right past their outstretched arm. Aaliyah Boston hitting the slip screen. No way Caitlin Clark's passing. Yep, she's passing it. You better be ready for it. And more times than not, the teammates, unfortunately, were not ready for it. But as the season got on, as they got more accustomed to Caitlin Clark's style of play, teammates began catching the passes. And it all started off early in the season. We're watching Temi Fegbenle run up and down the court. We're like, wait, who's this? Who's this player running up and down the court, catching the passes, making the layups? Okay, this is nice, and we all became a fan of Temi Fegbenle from that point on. Kelsey Mitchell gets back from injury, takes her a couple games, knock off the rust, back in the full swing of things. She gets the Caitlin Clark pass. Oh, she's making her layups. She gets the Caitlin Clark pass. Oh, she's making her layups. Oh, backdoor pass. Boom, made a layup. Nice. Right? Aaliyah Boston still working on it, but at least we're expecting the passes now. Sometimes it'll go off our hands. Sometimes we'll have really good games. We'll grab the pass, boom, go up with it strong. And then there was Lexi Hall. Lexi Hall did everything right, ran the floor, flanked out to the corner, cut in hard to the basket, did everything you can ask from a teammate, but unfortunately, when she had her wide open layups, just unfortunately, they just never could quite go in. She would flare out to the corner for a three, wide open three, and those never quite fell until we got to the post-Olympic break. Then everything for Lexi Hall started coming together. And where is Lexi Hall turned into? Finally, Lexi Hall is starting. Finally, Lexi Hall is in the starting lineup. Finally, the Lexi Hall that we all knew was there.
I take my pause, y'all. I gotta take my pause down. Whew. He get going, man. Finally. Just talk like a regular person, man. I'll tell you, it'll be hard sometimes, man. But anyway, I just gotta do my job. It's my job. I'm trying to make it my job, y'all. So I got to sit here and listen to this guy tell us what we want to know. You know what I mean? Little stuff we want to know. That's all. I'm just telling y'all. Let's go.
Ready to break out. Finally, she has her opportunity, and she seized every opportunity. Folks, this was the beginning of the season. We had plays like this. We had Caitlin Clark driving in, dumping off to Katie Lou. Oh, Katie Lou. We had Caitlin Clark reading the floor right to Christy Wallace. Oh, Christy Wallace can't catch. We have Caitlin Clark pushing it again right to...
Pause real quick as in saying, when I was watching all that early towards the season, I was saying to myself, doing it, man, they going to get better at that. She is just amazing and they're going to, get used to it. I did say that to myself. I knew they was going to get better at it. I knew it. I mean, I didn't know when it was going to happen, after, the Olympic break or whatever, but I knew it would, come around because I said, right, they're going to have to. They're going, they out here being professional basketball players. They're going to have to figure that out.
Oh, Tammy Feg-Bentley, come on. I know you're better than that. Caitlin Clark, one more time. 2, Alyssa. Oh, sack of potatoes. Can't hold on to it. One more time. Caitlin Clark, 2. Oh, sack of potatoes. Can't. But that was against Connecticut Sun, so nothing to surprise there. Oh, against the Seattle Storm. Tammy Feg-Bentley can't. Tammy again. Oh, she can't. Folks, this is what we were subject to the whole first half of the season. Caitlin Clark putting the ball on the money only for her teammates not to be prepared for it, right? We have Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey, I hope that you stay. If you go to another team, don't worry. Passes like this, you're not going to be getting them any more often. Just keep that in mind. Passes like the ones that you just saw towards the tail end of that, you won't see them too much more if you do choose to go to another team. Just something to consider, Kelsey. Just something to consider. But fortunately, when you are self-aware, when you're able to self-critique, when you're able to be honest with yourself, that's when some of the most improvement comes. That's when some of the best personal growth comes. And Lexi, on a podcast recently, spoke about her ability to finish Caitlin Clark's passes, her ability to get accustomed to Caitlin Clark's pass, and now having an opportunity that when she runs the floor, she's going to get the ball in her hand. Let's take a listen here.
I think bouncing off of the filling space portion of the program, I think something that pops with watching the Fever as a whole, but watching Caitlin when she's out there, just the passes that she is willing to try. And some of the tight windows that she'll toss out there, obviously the transition outlets and stuff. How much of an adjustment was it for you to play off of someone that passes like that?
I mean, I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get the ball. So like now it's like, okay, every cut I have, every cut I make, every fast break I run, like I have a real opportunity to get the ball, which definitely like took me a second. And I think it really just took one of those to really get my head around like, oh, she's all the way down at the other end of the floor and she could still make the pass to me down at the block at this end. So, I mean, it's been awesome. And I think it's so fun to be able to know that you're not just cutting to cut, knowing that you're cutting with the possibility of like actually making a really cool play. So that makes it that much more worthwhile.
Where is Lexi Hull? Oh, how far we have come throughout the entire season. Folks, listening to Lexi talk like that reminded me of an old interview pre-game with Tammy Feg-Bentley when she was talking about her getting used to Caitlin Clark, her getting used to having a point guard who will make the pass that most point guards just simply won't make.
Just figure it out, you know? She's a smart player, I'm a smart player. When the play is open, you're going to pass the ball. So, and I'm always sprinting on the floor. So, and she's a great passer, so she's always going to pass it if I'm open. I know that. No, it's really amazing because we haven't had many practices together, you know? Like, but the connection is just there. I feel like I know, I'm getting a better sense of what she's about and what she's going to do. And so I just try and get into the right positions and try and make something work.
Does she know your name, or do you just know it's coming?
I just know it's coming. She's one of them. I've only had a few of those kind of point guards who you just know sees the play before it's happened. So I'm going, I know I'm open, I'm like, oh, nah, the regular point guards, I'm like, they didn't see it. But Caitlin saw that, like, she saw that before I was open. And then I'm surprised, I'm like, damn, oops, sorry, I missed it. Like, okay, I got you, I know.
Always expect the ball when you're running the floor with Caitlin Clark on your team. Folks, from Lexi's mouth, from Tammy's mouth, I'm sure if you take a poll of the Indiana Fever team in its whole, everybody will say, look, some passes that we just weren't expecting early in the season, we had to tell ourselves, no, those passes are coming. That window that we think that most point guards aren't going to try to fit a ball through that window, nope. Caitlin Clark's going to see that window before it even opens, and by the time it opens, the ball's already going to be through it. Getting used to a passer like Caitlin Clark took some time, not only from Lexi, but from Tammy, from Kelsey, from Aaliyah, from the whole entire team. Lexi as well, in this interview, spoke on how her self-confidence grew between pre-Olympic break and post-Olympic break, and some of her mentality and thought process when she started seeing some of those three-point shots begin to fall. Let's take a listen.
All right, now going to the shooting, as Steve and I both talked about how amazing the shooting was for you, particularly post-Olympic break. Was there a jumper tweak? Was there just a level of comfort that you found? What would you attribute that kind of stretch to?
I mean, it was like clicking after the break. And I think a lot of it is mental. I didn't change anything about my shot. I didn't change the amount of shots I was getting in practice. I mean, like all of that preparation stuff stayed the same. I think one thing that our coaches did during that break, I mean, we had a full month of practice pretty much during the Olympic break, and they would put up every day after practice our shooting percentages from 2s and 3s during drills, during scrimmages, during everything. And I think that helped me because, some people would probably like, it's so annoying, whatever, but I personally liked it because in my head, when I'd leave practice, I was like thinking about the 5 shots that I missed or the 10 shots that I missed, and not thinking about that, oh, maybe I did have a good shooting day. And I would look at those percentages the next day and realize I'm shooting like 60 to 70% in practice. I'm like, that's better than in my head I had imagined. So it gave me confidence that I was performing better than I think I was perceiving my performance. So I think it all comes down to like the mental side.
Wow. Whose idea was that? Definitely wasn't Christy Sides' idea. Lexi Hull giving credit to where credit's due. Seeing her shooting percentage in practice, said, you know what? I think I'm leaving practice shooting 35, 40%. Turns out I'm leaving practice shooting 60%, 70%. So there's no way when I show up to a game, I shouldn't be shooting the ball relatively good. Very well done to you, Chrissy Sides. You get a small round of applause for that. Lexi Hull also saying the confidence that she started feeling, having that confidence pumped into you, and that's also a byproduct of having Caitlin Clark as her teammate. We saw it numerous times this season. Lexi Hull would miss a layup. Lexi Hull would miss an open 3, and on the other end, there'd be Caitlin Clark talking her up, giving her credit. You'll get it next time. Keep pushing. Push through. Don't stop shooting. If I give you the ball, keep shooting. Don't stop going up strong. If I give you the ball cutting, take it strong. It's going to fall.
You heard her say all that?
It's going to fall. And
My
listening
goodness.
to that in practice, in game, on the court, off the court, is going to do nothing but boost your confidence. And people perform well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. I can't take it no more. Coaching us. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. You know, my take on the whole thing is, like I said, that was like, yeah, you know, they got it together. I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, they blew a few in the beginning, but you know, it was still fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? He was a little mad at it, but you know, the passes was like outstanding, even though they was missing. It was like, you see that shit though? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm glad they got it together. Glad Lexi staying with us and all that. Hope, since he said something, you know, Kelsey, hope she staying too. You know, 'cause we don't want to see you go nowhere. And with that, I tap back. Y'all stay ready. Mwah.